Hola gang, I am over here at KFC today to try one of their brand new saucy nugget options, the Korean barbecue.
Yeah!
Welcome back to Old Nerd Reviews. I'm Tony, your old nerd of the day, and I do try things so you don't have to. So, yeah, KFC has come out with 5 new options of what they're calling saucy nuggets. So it's they're nuggets with the 11 herbs and spices, and then they're sauced up, and they've got all kinds. Unfortunately, most of them are hot, and you know what a heat went by them. So I opted for the least of the hot, the Korean barbecue. And this video is sponsored by Chevy 5-Speed, who shot me over a couple of coffees through Ko-fi and said, I want you to go do the spicy nuggets at KFC. And I said, okay, buttwheat. Old guy goggles on. Have the mobile phone afluff here. So specifically, the Korean barbecue, it says a sweet and savory umami sauce with soy sauce, garlic, sugar, and sesame. This is the sauce for the global flavor explorers and fans of umami flavor. I kid you not. I'm not joking, see? And as far as the 5 options go, they have this one, they have a Nashville hot. They have a honey sriracha, hot. They have a sticky chicky, which I looked at the ingredients, hot. They have a Georgia Gold, hot, and they have an unsauced. So, but who wants just nuggets, plain? No one. Got the handy dandy steering wheel tray there to keep everything in its place and off my lap. There's the bag it comes in, Harlan right on the front. Hello, Harlan. Hello, Tony. And a bag within a bag. Harlan again. All right, they loaded me up with some napkins there. I have a utensil of mass destruction. And here is what the nuggets come in. So, fairly good sized container. And there are 10 of them, by the way, in here. Supposedly. We're going to count them. But anyway, let me go ahead and bring you in here for a look. All right. And there they are. There they are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Everybody's accounted for. And you can see all the sauce over them. Usually I don't like wet sauces. I like things flavored in a dry rub or something like that. But that's what they have. All right, let's pick a good one. You're the wiener. All right, last look there. Give it a shot. Let's do it again. Here's a look at the inner workings of one of those. All right, one more time. All right, so I think I got enough. So the damage on the 10-piece, you can also get in a combo with a side and a drink, but for the 10-piece alone, that damage is $5.99, which actually is a pretty good price. Let's break it down. Very saucy. Got a lot of sauce on there. I can taste the garlic and the soy sauce and the sesame. It is sweet, so it's got that Asian type of orange chicken type sweetness, but it is the umami, and it does have some heat to it. Not a whole heck of a lot, not enough that I'd go, oh man, this is too much, but it does have some heat. Yeah, enough heat that my nose is running here. And got some burning on my lips. And the sauce isn't anything that I've not had before. Just something that I picked up at the store and put all over something or put in some food. It's nothing, there's nothing unique about these. It's very, very strong flavor too. It's one of those flavors that just slap you in the face. Okay, now the problem that comes in is because of it being so saucy, I can't tell that these are KFC nuggets. I cannot tell 11 herbs and spices at all. There's nothing I think I'm having a stroke. Setting apart, there's nothing setting apart these things from any other chicken nugget, unknown, unnamed chicken nugget. And also because of it being very saucy, there's not any crunch to it. It's tender, it's moist, but it's really not KFC, even though it says KFC right there. And while I'm talking about KFC, bring back my hot wings. I will never let you forget that you took away my hot wings. I want them back. On the Nerdometer, I would give the Korean barbecue saucy nuggets from KFC, I think I would give these a meh. They're nuggets. They're not necessarily KFC nuggets. There's nothing that tells me they are. But it is nice and saucy, and they are tender. And it has a fairly nice flavor to it. But nothing that really knocked my socks off or impressed me. Yeah, they're okay, but I wouldn't get them again. But I want to hear from you guys. When you try these things, go ahead and leave me a comment down below. Let me know which flavor you tried and what you thought. There you go, gang. Another review in the bag. Thanks so much for being here. I appreciate it very much. Thanks again, Chevy 5-Speed, for sponsoring this video. You can check all the nerdy groovy links down below in the description. If you do all that, you too can become a part of the coffee swilling old nerd crony community. All right, you guys have a freaking awesome day.
Hola gang, I'm here at home, and today I'm going to be eating some kitty today. Some Hello Kitty chicken noodle soup. Yeah! Welcome back to Old Nerd Reviews. I'm Tony, your old nerd of the day, and I do try things so you don't have to. So, yeah, I went over to Five Below to pick something up for some of my video work. And old guy goggles, and I found this Hello Kitty chicken noodle soup. This is put out by Prince Katsu, I guess. Chicken noodle soup. So it's like ramen. It's like a cup of noodles. 2.29 ounce little container there. Let me go ahead and look what's in it. Chicken noodle soup, so it has noodles, seasoning, all kinds of stuff in both of those. Dried vegetables, it has dried green onion and dried carrot. It's got palm oil, shallot, and chili, artificial chicken flavor. It's a product of Vietnam, and they have both microwave and boiling water instructions on it. I'm going to do the boiling water one. So what I know about Hello Kitty is like very minute. I've seen the character around all over the place. I think it's cute as crap, but I don't know anything beyond that. Is Hello Kitty, is it a cartoon? Is it a comic book? Have they made movies out of it? I don't know. What you know about Hello Kitty, I'm sure, is a lot more than I do. Go ahead and leave a comment. Tell me, fill me in a little bit. Okay, so I make this exactly like I'd make cup of noodles. Pull the lid back halfway, add the seasoning pouch, add boiling water to the fill line, close lid, and let stand for 3 minutes. Stir and serve. So yeah, exactly the same. Okay, so here's what is inside. This looks like oil or something. Then we've got the vegetables, so 3 different packets. That's the carrots and the onion, and then you've got another packet. So this is dry, it feels like. This is a wet. So maybe that's the chili stuff, seasoning. I don't know. And there's your noodles inside. So go ahead, turn on the water kettle. Wait till that gets hot. Oh yeah, let's go ahead and throw it on there. Oh my gosh. Are you kidding me? Why do I gotta go down so low?
That's what she said.
Hello, can you go? Hello, can you go? Hello, can you go? Hello, can you go? Alright, so there is all the seasoning packets. Just waiting for the water now. Make everything nice and even. Appeal to the OCD in me. Right. Adding water to the fill line. Right there. Up. Fork on it. And after the 3 minutes, then I think I'm just going to pour it in a bowl so we can take a better look at it. And I got my pup noodle shirt on. Got that from Five Below too. $5. Can't beat that. I think it's $5.55 now. Increase the prices a little bit, but that's a good deal for a shirt. I'll go ahead and put a link below if you're interested in taking a look.
A few moments later.
Tear off the lid here. Do this one-handed. I'm holding the camera with the phone. Not that easy. Pour this in the bowl. Got a little splatter on the floor. Okay, mix this up real good. So, it didn't absorb a ton of liquid, so it does have a nice liquid to it, just like a good bowl of ramen or udon or something like that. Get all the seasoning all mixed up. Doesn't have a ton of veggies. I wish it had had more, so that's one thing that I'm noticing. Hey! Hey, you there. Quit trying to escape. Get back in the bowl. There you go. Okie doke. All mixed up. Ready to chow down here. Not a lot of smell to it. I could smell the stuff in the sauce packets a lot better than I could in the actual soup. Alright, let's give it a shot. That's got a little bit of a kick to it. So, yeah, that's that liquid orange seasoning packet was definitely the chili that I read on the back. Do it again. Trying to get some of the onions and the carrots on the fork. You know, if I added some protein to this, maybe some actual chicken, that would step this thing up some. You know, I read somewhere or saw somewhere or something that slurping your noodles, at least in Japan, I guess, is considered a compliment, I guess, polite, something like that. Consider that a compliment to the chef. All right, let's get down to business here. Pick this up, as I said, Five Below. And the damage on the Hello Kitty chicken noodle soup is, or was, or is, or $2. So $2 for that thing. Kind of expensive because I think you can still get a cup of noodle for under $1, I believe. Let's break this thing down. With the seasoning packet, the chili seasoning packet that makes it kind of spicy, I'm not really getting much of a chicken flavor. You know how you usually get a chicken top ramen or chicken this or that kind of soup, noodle soup. And it's a chicken flavor. It's kind of hard to discern a chicken flavor out of this, although it does have a nice flavor to it. I could have done without the heat. You know, I'm a heat wimp, but it is what it is. The onion and the carrots, very, very thin. So really not that discernible as far as flavor goes, or not at all really, but I know they're there because it has that texture. The noodles themselves are a little thinner than something you'd get in a cup of noodles. They're not as dense, and I think this is more of a realistic, authentic ramen type noodle than the cup of noodle. The cup of noodle noodles seem a little more fabricated, a little more manufactured than these. So I like that. On the inertometer, I would give the Prince Katsu Hello Kitty Chicken Noodle Soup. I think I would give this a middle of the road. I like it. I don't really get a chicken flavor. But I like the noodles. I do like the flavor of the broth. I wish the onions and the carrots were a little more prominent. But overall, it's pretty good. Price is a little bit high. So, yeah, now we know. There you go, gang. Another review in the bag. Thanks so much for being here. Appreciate it. Give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. That really does help me out a lot. Check out all the nerdy groovy links down below in the description. If you do all that, you too can become a part of the coffee swilling old nerd crony community. All right, you guys have a freaking awesome day. And I'll talk to you again. Bye now.
This video meets the criteria for legal fair use and those of YouTube's guidelines. No citation herein constitutes the infringement. The following is satire and journalistic in nature. The images of media have been sourced from public record, and a special care has been taken to censor names, faces, and specific locations. What is going on here? What is this, man? Oh my god. Oh shit. $2021? Oh, everybody's dead now.
I can finally breathe again. It must be over. Scanning for traces of human life. 5G scanners activate.
Oh no! No wonder everybody died.
Nothing detected.
Oh.
I am eating Chef Boyardee for 1 week. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Peebs channel. We've got another 1 week eating video for you today. The classic pasta in a can company, Chef Boyardee, also known as Chef Boyardee. Yes, the Mr. Chef Boy. Chef Boyardee is obviously iconic and well known for its ravioli, but they actually have a lot of other different types of pasta, including some kinds of pasta that aren't like tomato sauce based. I try to get as much variety as possible, but to change it up even more, for the last 2, possibly 3 days, we're going to be doing some actual Chef Boyardee cooking. I'm going to be cooking Chef Boyardee recipes from their official website. They don't look very good. I honestly, we'll get there when we come to it, but I don't think that they're gonna be good, and I picked the 2 worst ones just for fun. But we will start with something more basic. I couldn't decide which one to try, because there's a lot of different flavors, and we only have 7 days to fit them in. So for day 1, I figured we'd do 3 flavors, 3 of the more basic, like Italian pasta sauce, red sauce flavors. We have, obviously, the Chef Boyardee beef ravioli, and I did get these in the smaller little microwave little containers. Second, we have my childhood favorite flavor, beefaroni, which is, I don't know, just little noodles in red meat sauce. And we have another one that I admittedly still kind of like to this day, last time I had it anyway, the spaghetti and meatballs. So we will do a little comparison of these 3 flavors, see which ones we like best. Of course, I will be ranking all of them, which the final ranking will be on the 7th day, but for this 1 day, we will see which of these 3 classic iconic Chef Boyardee flavors will be king. Let's go head on over to the microwave.
Move metal lid under plastic cover, replace plastic cover. High for 45 seconds, that's it. We're doing a minute, screw that. I dropped this one on the ground in the store, so that's why the lid's broken. While I'm waiting for this to heat up, a comment popped up on my phone from YouTube. This is a live reaction to a YouTube comment. It says... And
I'm actually super hungry. So I don't know if this is gonna be good or not, but I'm still excited to eat it. Do you eat Chef Boy or do you with a fork or a spoon? I don't really know. I got both. I mean, if it was actual spaghetti or ravioli, I mean, obviously you'd use a fork, but this isn't that. So I feel like the spoon might actually be better. Let me know in the comments about your fork or spoon preferences. All right, we will start with the classic and the one I don't really remember liking that much, the ravioli. This is the one that everybody supposedly loves. This is the one that put Chef Boyardee on the map. It's also, in my opinion, the worst. So maybe my opinion has changed. It's been quite a while since I've had it. Let's give it a closer look. Yummy. There's theoretically some ravioli pieces in here. There we go. There they are. Okay, that looks a little better. See, what I remember from these raviolis is that they're just so soft. I mean, all of these are going to be soft, but like the noodles are clearly not going to be, they're going to be very overcooked. But something about the texture of these I remember not liking that much. Let's try it. We got a double-decker ravioli. Yet it still has the texture of room temperature butter when you bite into it. It's not just the noodles, it's the actual beef inside of it. It's just so soft. And that's really all you taste is that beef. And it's not vomit-worthy or anything. It's not disgusting. It's just pretty unsatisfying. Very soggy, wet beef. And the sauce, for some reason, I swear it doesn't taste as good as the other ones. I'm sure it's exactly the same. I still think it's not as good. Whatever, I'm hungry. Also, there's not a lot of extra beef pieces in the sauce. I feel like with the beefaroni and stuff, there's more beef in it. Just kind of wet, liquidy sauce that doesn't have a strong flavor. Next, let's try the beefaroni. I'm a little more excited about this one. Again, loved this one as a kid. Haven't had it super recently to my recollection. I do have a story about beefaroni, though, before we start. Specifically, this type of beefaroni in this little microwavable container. When I was a teenager, I was still kind of obsessed with canned pasta. I grew up eating a bunch of SpaghettiOs. Even to this day, it's kind of a comfort food for me. Don't eat it often, but, you know, every now and then you gotta go back. But even more so than SpaghettiOs, these cans of beefaroni were my go-to. I ate these all the time. I remember staying up late watching Adult Swim one night with these beefaronis. It was a little bit dark in the room where I was watching it, so I didn't really know what I was eating, and I bit into something that seemed a little strange, and I thought, you know, whatever, all right, let's just go into the kitchen in the light and see what this is. The thing I bit into is really tough, like a tough, bad piece of meat or something. I rinsed the sauce off of it, and I don't know how to describe this, but it looked like part of a heart. Like part of a human and or animal, probably, hopefully, heart. Had like veins and like holes in it. I don't know how to describe it. It looked like a piece of a heart. And it grossed me out even more than it sounds. It was genuinely one of the most disgusting things I ever saw in my life, and I had it in my mouth. I bit into it. You know, but anyway, let's have this beefaroni. I don't know how I was going. Let's just eat the beefaroni though anyway. Also looks a little bit sad, but once you stir it up, yeah, see, there we go. See, it just feels a little more thick and substantial than the ravioli, which is so watery by comparison. Don't see any human and or animal heart pieces though, so I think we're in the clear. We got the non-heart batch this time. Chef Boyardee really hooking us up with the S quality cans today for this video. Beefaroni going down. Yeah, the taste is just so much different. I don't really know how to describe it. I highly doubt that they use different sauces, but it tastes like they do. This is a thicker sauce for sure, more meaty and flavorful. It clears the ravioli. It still clears it. Now that's nostalgic right there. It's weird because this one obviously has less beef. I mean, the beef ravioli has a beef stuffed into it and even a little bit of beef in the sauce. This still tastes beefier than the ravioli though, because the beef inside of the ravioli doesn't really taste like anything. The noodles are obviously insanely overcooked. I mean, they're not going to be any other way. They're just as overcooked as the ravioli, but I think the shape of these like makes the texture a little bit better. I'm talking like 10% better, but that goes a long way on this, I think. All right, last but hopefully not least, we have the spaghetti and meatballs. I can see how this one would be off-putting to people. All of it's fairly off-putting, but this one in particular, I mean, look at that. Even this one in particular looks a little even more sus than the other ones. Gonna give a little bit of a stir there. And these meatballs, you know this is like 20% real meat tops. Hey, but I always liked it. Go do the twist noodle technique. I don't think that really did anything. Al dente. Unfortunately, it's gotten a little bit room temperature, which doesn't do it any justice, I don't think. Not doing it any favors. You want this fake-ass pasta to at least be hot. But taking that into consideration, I still think I like it better than the ravioli. Let's try the meatball. There's only 2 in here, I think, which, I mean, they're kind of big, I guess. You know, honestly, it's not that bad. The meatball tastes kind of good. I am not gonna lie. I mean, if you served me this meatball at an actual sit-down restaurant, we would have some problems. But for a can of spaghetti, it doesn't feel so smushy like I was kind of expecting it to. A little bit of the consistency of like the food I feed my dogs from a can, but you know, this is for kids. Kids will eat anything. Chef Boyardee. Kids will eat anything. All right, so between these three, the ravioli is definitely on the bottom. That's not that surprising to me. I think I'm actually gonna put the spaghetti and meatballs over the beefaroni. You can kind of tell my ranking by how much of each of them I ate. I am probably gonna finish these off after I finish recording because I don't want it to go to waste, but I clearly wasn't that into the ravioli. Might not be high quality Italian food, but it'll fill your belly. You could do worse. I mean, you probably couldn't do worse Italian food, but you could do worse other, you know what? You really couldn't do worse. What am I talking about? But my standards are low. See ya on day 2. We'll eat something that isn't red sauce. Welcome to day 2 of Chef Boy. I apologize I didn't have time to shave today. I was too busy playing Hannah Montana the movie for the Wii. You know how it is. Yesterday we had a lot of red meat sauce, and that is a lot of what Chef Boyardee has to offer. But again, as I mentioned yesterday, that's not the only thing he has on his menu. He also has mac and cheese. The Chef Boyardee mac and cheese. Pasta and cheese flavored sauce. How can it say it has no artificial flavors, but also call it cheese flavored sauce? That makes it sound like it's artificial. I don't mean to question your integrity, Mr. Chef. Yesterday, I'm not gonna lie, it was pretty underwhelming. Even the spaghetti and the beefaroni, which I liked a lot more than the ravioli. It left me feeling empty inside. I was full in my belly, but my spirit was empty. I'm hoping that this canned macaroni and cheese product can help to fill that void, although I do kind of doubt it. I actually have no idea what this is gonna taste like. I'm trying to decide what the ceiling is for this. Probably not as good as something like Panera bread mac and cheese. People knock on Panera bread. It has some good stuff, and its mac and cheese is pretty good. There's no way it's gonna be that good. I don't even know if this restaurant still exists, but there used to be a restaurant called Boston Market. I think they at least still have frozen food. They had a mac and cheese. It was like really twisty noodles with very thick, heavy, dark yellow cheese sauce, very fake cheese sauce. I definitely remember liking that stuff. I'm not hating on it, but it wasn't like the best tier mac and cheese. I think that is the absolute ceiling of as good as Chef Boyardee mac and cheese can be. It's probably not going to reach that. The floor is probably, well, let's be real. The floor is probably Chef Boyardee mac and cheese. That's probably the bottom floor. I guess maybe as good as like KFC mac and cheese. I'll with KFC mac and cheese. But it's probably the worst mac and cheese I can think of. This will probably be worse than that, let's be real.
Yeah, it kind of smells like KFC. Come on, get out. I'm actually kind of surprised that much fell out. Yeah, it's stuck in there tight. Close up on the cold mac and cheese. Really close up on the cold mac and cheese. Azura has come with the can. There you go. Bye. Let's see what we're working with here. It looks the same.
All right, I've got the mac and cheese. It is nice and warm, and I think I was kind of spot on with my KFC comparison. It does kind of smell exactly like that. The consistency of the cheese sauce seems pretty good, not too runny. I'm kind of convincing myself that this could be good right now. And again, the smell is kind of like spot on KFC, so I'm hoping that I was on point with that. It will be like maybe just as good as the KFC mac and cheese. Let's go. It's a little hot. See that? Yeah, there's some steam. Well, it's not. It's not. It's like somehow way worse. It has like right off the bat, it kind of has a little bit of a cheesy flavor, but that cheesy flavor goes away almost instantly, and then it just kind of tastes like nothing. And obviously the noodles are way too soft. That's really not surprising. Pretty sure this has a lot of sodium in it. Azura took my can, so I don't have it. You'd think it would taste salty. This needs salt. I didn't bring salt because I refuse to put salt on something with this much sodium already. I did bring some ground pepper though. I kind of like ground pepper on my mac and cheese. Maybe this will kick it up a notch. There. This is gonna be so peppery now. Holy shit. Maybe it'll at least taste like pepper now. The little runny bit at the bottom is bothering me. Let's just get rid of that. It's so flavorless, I barely even taste the pepper. I put like a pound of pepper in this. Whatever. You know, if you just lower your expectations even further than you would have thought you needed to, it's still not good, but passable, I guess. I have an idea. It doesn't taste cheesy. We'll just put real cheese on it. There we go. That's a pretty generous amount of cheese. This is sharp cheddar, by the way, if anyone's wondering. If anyone is going to recreate this at home, which I kind of don't recommend doing, but you know. I mean, no, you guys all have to do this too. You have to eat the same thing I'm eating. You pause this every day and then eat the same thing I'm eating while I'm eating it. That's how this video was intended to be enjoyed. Let's see, how does this? I'm gonna stir it in. I shredded it thin, so it should mix in pretty nicely. All right. It's at least 25% better. Not too bad. This is approaching a mildly acceptable meal at this point. Obviously, for ranking purposes, I'm just gonna count it pre the pepper and cheese added in. But if for some reason you can only eat Chef Boyardee, not even Kraft, Chef Boyardee mac and cheese, then maybe that'll help you out a little bit. All right. Forgettable at best, astonishingly disappointing at worst. Best thing I can say is it wasn't gross. I mean, it didn't taste like anything, so it wasn't gross. See you tomorrow.
She has to be squeezed immediately before she explodes. Explodes!
Hey everybody, I have a confession to make. Welcome to day 3. Except it's not day 3. I didn't record my ravioli yesterday. Yesterday I had some kind of like food poisoning or something. I don't know what was wrong. I felt super sick all day long. I couldn't get myself to film, unfortunately, much less eat Chef Boyardee. I don't think it was the mac and cheese. I hope it wasn't the Chef Boyardee because I got a lot more Chef Boyardee to eat. So hopefully you will forgive me for my one day that I missed, and let's just pretend from here on out that this is a week straight. Today I have the lowest rated item on the entire Chef Boyardee website, their official website. A lot of their items have low star reviews on their own website. I'm surprised they even allow this. But this one had, I believe, 1.9 out of 5 stars. And it's not like it was just a few reviews. It was like a couple hundred reviews, I think. The Chef Boyardee overstuffed beef ravioli. If I'm being completely honest, I have a hard time imagining how this is that much worse than their regular ravioli, which is already really bad anyways. But apparently it is. But since it's apparently so bad, I did buy some Parmesan cheese to go with it. And I got the fanciest Parmesan cheese that I could find at the grocery store. Only the best for my Chef Boyardee ravioli meal. So we'll try it without, and then, you know, we'll add the fancy Parmesan cheese and see how it goes. And since we're going fancy, I'm not even gonna use the microwave today. I'm gonna use the stove. I know, it's a little crazy, but I'll do it for you guys. Anything for you guys here on the Peeps channel. Let's get on over to the kitchen to prepare our high quality Italian cuisine.
Okay, how do you do this? Are you supposed to make this with like olive oil or something? Or do you just pour pasta into a saucepan, that's it? Oh my god! I'm gonna use a little olive oil. We're going fancy today. Completely unnecessary, but I don't know, it makes me feel good. It makes me feel like I'm a real Chef Boyardee. If you really want to go fancy, you use pan, but I don't think I have any. Look who is caught on to me doing another 1 week food video, who is waiting for the can again. Hold on, Doobie. Nice and watery, just like you want it. You want that? That's what you want? You want that? There we go. Perfect. These are good cooking sounds, right? Here you go, Zuby. Here's your 1.9 out of 5 star can. How's it taste? She seems to like it. This one got messed up. Pour some extra sauce in there. Put the noodle back on the top. Good as new. Sauce test. Tastes like thick water. That's what you want. All right, I think it's done. I was trying to thicken up the sauce a little bit, but I think that's about as good as it's gonna get. Swap it in there as careful as possible. They're all breaking already.
All right, I got my meal here.
I forgot my cheese.
My cheese. Cheese! This cheese costs like 10 times the price of one of these Chef Boyardee cans. We'll worry about the cheese later though. First, we gotta try it raw. I mean, it's cooked. We gotta try it naked, untouched. And I'm actually starving, so I hope it's good. I'm eating it either way. We find one that is like not broken. Are there any that aren't broken? Here we go. I found at least one solid ravioli piece that is not broken yet. You can see it's starting to break apart. 1.9 out of 5 beef overstuffed ravioli down the hatch. Actually, it's a little hot. This bowl is hot too. Burning myself. I'll do anything for views. I'll burn myself. I don't care. Please like the video. I got injured. Subscribe for my new series. I burn myself every day for 1 week. I've actually gotten worse suggestions in the comments. Huh, it's not that bad. 1.9, this is way better than the regular ravioli. Am I crazy? Like, I thought that this would be worse because the bad thing about the ravioli is that this meat inside is like almost flavorless and it's too soft and the texture is not great. So I thought just like adding more of it would make it even worse. But I don't know, this tastes way better. I'm not really sure where these negative reviews on chefboyardee.com are coming from. Who are these overstuffed beef ravioli haters? Maybe it just tastes better because it came from the can instead of that little like microwave microwavable thing. Or maybe just cooking it on the stovetop is way better. At first I was doing it in the microwave because I figured that's probably like 90% of the people making Chef Boyardee are probably using the microwave. So I kind of wanted the true to life experience. But maybe from now on, I'll be doing the stovetop. Although here before too long, in fact, I think the day after tomorrow, we're gonna be cooking recipes. So we're almost done with just straight up eating the cans. It's gonna get crazy. Speaking of getting crazy, let's put this fancy Parmesan on this. This is really gonna amp it up. Wait, hold on. This is best if used by March 21st, 24? It's past that. And it's looking kind of grody and like wet on the top. Dude, I was just sick all day yesterday. I don't want to eat. God, it's probably fine. All right, whatever. I'm just gonna eat it anyway. It'll be fine. I swear for a long time, I've always felt like I get too upset and like anxious about eating food that's like past the use by date. And recently I was like, you know what? I'm gonna stop doing that. I'm gonna be better. I'm just gonna be like, if it smells fine, it's fine. I'm gonna eat it. I'm gonna be less anal about that. Yesterday I got sick from eating something. And a few days ago, I ate some cream cheese on toast and I thought, well, it's a little old. It's probably fine. And I ate it anyway. And then later that day, I was like, man, that was so good. I want to have some more. I opened it up and realized that there was mold on the top of the lid. So I ate moldy cream cheese. No, I think I'm just gonna go back. I'm just gonna go back to being anal. Going back to anal. I do think this will be fine though. It's only like a couple days and, you know, it's just like dry Parmesan cheese. Mmm, fancy. I think it's better. You know, this isn't the first time I've gotten like slightly fancier Parmesan cheese. I don't know. I think I'm just gonna go back using the fake powder because that stuff tastes better anyway. This is like just hard strings of cheese. It doesn't melt that well. I'm going back to the powder. Kraft, you got me back. I'm hooked again. Probably doesn't help that I'm eating it on Chef Boyardee though. Maybe if it was fancier pasta, it would taste better. I gotta say though, this really isn't that bad. I don't care what the Chef Boyardee fans say. It's better than the regular ravioli. All right, tomorrow we have one that I'm really not looking forward to. I'll see you there. Ravioli, give me the formuoli. Welcome to day 4 of Chef Boy. Before we move on, I'd like to address the allegations. The allegations that I'm sure many of you left in the comments. I just want to say, it's not true, it's fake. I did not wear the same shirt 2 days in a row. I did not do that. I did, but I also did it because I wore the shirt in the first day because I wore that Zelda shirt, and then I got sick that next day. But my wife did the laundry, so I had the clean shirt, and since I hadn't done the video the day before at that, I forgot that I had worn this shirt on day 2. So on day 3, which was actually the 4th day because I got sick, I wore that same shirt, but I didn't wear the same shirt. I'm glad we got that out of the way. We have passed the hump day of this video series. Day 4 is always nice because it's like getting past the hump. We're getting past the, moving towards the end a little bit, and I'm kind of happy for that if I'm being honest because I'm getting kind of sick of eating Chef Boyardee, which is pretty unfortunate. You know, actually, since we haven't passed the hump now that I think about it, because I mean, there's still 4 more days for me because I'm just starting this, so actually I take back all the optimism that I just had. For day 4, believe it or not, we're going to be eating Chef Boyardee. I know you're surprised about that, but it's one that I've never had before. In fact, it was one I had to special order. Chef Boyardee cheese ravioli in tomato sauce. So I'm assuming this one is, I mean, again, big assumption, I'm assuming this is vegetarian. It's not in tomato beef sauce. It doesn't look like there is any beef on the sauce can there. This was the note that I left myself when I realized that I had the same shirt on. Remember to tell everybody, I'm not that disgusting. Yeah, there's clearly no meat in the sauce. It doesn't specify meat. That's a lot of ingredients. I'm just gonna assume none of that is meat. I'm not seeing a lot of cheese in this, so I don't really know what kind of cheese. Less than 2% of cheddar cheese. It doesn't seem like there's very much cheese in these ingredients. I've never been a big fan of cheese inside of ravioli. They usually use, correct me if I'm wrong, ricotta cheese. I think that's what it is. I don't like ricotta cheese. It doesn't really look like there is any ricotta cheese in this. Again, it doesn't look like there's any cheese in this, basically. So who knows what kind of cheese this is that we're gonna get. Just gotta get through this, and then tomorrow we'll start cooking the recipes. That'll definitely be interesting. I don't think any of them will be good, but it'll be interesting. Let's go to the kitchen. We gotta do this in the on the stovetop again. I think I've set that precedent now.
Seems a little thicker than the meat sauce. Maybe this will be good. I mean, it doesn't smell good or look good, but it could be good. Bad Chef Boy, bad.
Azura is once again waiting for the can.
Is what you want?
This? This? Okay, take it. Be assertive. You can take it. Yeah, take it. There you go. Take it.
Bye.
She's living her best life.
I, on the other hand, am eating cheese ravioli from Chef Boyardee.
All right, I have my prepared canned tomato product meal. Again, it does look like the sauce is thicker. Definitely no meat in it. One positive, I guess, is that unlike the overstuffed beef one, it seems like the raviolis have largely stayed glued in place, possibly by the cheese. The negative side, I don't think it's gonna taste that good. It's only really one negative, though, when you think about it. But hey, you never know. Let's see if we can get a peek inside to see what the cheese looks like. Looks pretty good. I imagine it's kind of a mozzarella cheese kind of taste. Before I eat this, have any of you ever had this before? I've definitely never seen this at the store. I had to special order this one. I had to special order another one that was gonna do tomorrow. I don't even think it's gonna come in time, so I'll have to move it to like day 6, I guess. But yeah, Chef Boyardee has a lot of different random things. They have like a butter noodles. I couldn't even find that online anywhere. Even on eBay, nobody was selling that. It's on their website though. Like, who's selling this? Apparently it exists somewhere in the world, but I guess some of these more obscure ones don't sell well enough to be like readily available at your local grocery store very often. Anyway, here we go. Enough stalling. I'm trying to get like a little more of just the cheese. Again, I'm a little bit skeptical of the cheese. I mean, when I looked at the ingredients, I can't figure out how much cheese is even in this, but I can't lie. It doesn't taste that bad. I feel like with this one and the last one, I had kind of set a really low bar. It made it easier for them to pass it, I guess. Yeah, this is not bad at all. This could be a good option if you're vegetarian. Don't take my word for it. I don't actually know if it's vegetarian or not. Or if maybe you're just grossed out by canned meat, which frankly, I can't blame you. Assuming you can actually find this and you're craving ravioli in under 2 minutes, you could do worse. I gotta say, it doesn't look very appealing visually though. Maybe I'm stirring too aggressively when I'm cooking it in the pot. That could be why. Like, look at this. This is, yeah. And I don't know, am I crazy? But the noodles themselves almost seem to be a little bit more, well, a little bit more less insanely overcooked. That could just be my imagination though. The cheese is not very flavorful, but it doesn't taste like ricotta cheese, which I've always really disliked. The texture of ricotta cheese is gross to me as well. This is more of, again, like a mozzarella kind of texture. Not that bad. Honestly, that's probably gonna go pretty high on my ranking, which I was not expecting. I'll see you guys tomorrow for a disgusting ravioli recipe.
Peter, the heater is here.
Welcome to day 5 of Chef Boyardee. Why Chef Boyardee? You know, I'm starting to ask myself that exact same question. Whose idea was this? The bad news, yes, we still have to eat more Chef Boyardee. The good news is we are done with the basic stuff. We are moving on. Chef Boyardee from yesterday's coming back up. We are done with the basic stuff. We are moving on to the specialty recipes. These are recipes that presumably Mr. Chef Boy himself came up with, so they have to be good.
Okay, so we don't really need that many things for this recipe. We need some mozzarella cheese. It said a plum tomato. I don't really know what that is. I got a Roma tomato. It's probably about the same thing. We're supposed to have garlic powder. I thought I had garlic powder, but I don't. We do have some fresh garlic cloves, so I'm just gonna chop that up instead. And of course, we can't forget. Wait, I forgot something else. Where's the pita bread? Where is it? Here it is. Pita pockets. I assume these are. Oh yeah, okay, they're pita pockets. I actually had a hard time finding pita pockets at the store for some reason. And of course, we cannot forget the ravioli. The most important thing for our pita pocket. All right, so I gotta do some ingredient prep real quick. Beautiful. Yummy. Can for dogs. Maybe do you like that? She's the biggest Chef Boyardee fan in the house.
Finely minced garlic.
Done by a professional chef. Bam! 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 Mix it up. I don't think I've ever put freshly ground garlic into the microwave before, but hey, this is the first time for everything. This is the wrong ravioli. This is supposed to be the regular, but I used the minis. Whatever, we'll make it work. All right, put this in the microwave for 2 to 3 minutes. While that's heating up, we'll cut the pita bread in half. Mix the tomatoes in, and now we just gotta fill them into the pitas and put them into the oven, which I've already preheated to broil for like 2 to 3 minutes. Oh yeah, can't forget the cheese. These things are not gonna hold together, holy. These things are already leaking through. Oh my god. All right, I think they're pretty much done.
Again, I cannot pick these up without them breaking.
Hold it together. Dude, these are so busted. I'm just gonna take this whole, like, hot pan up there into the desk. I'll put something under it. Because these are not gonna come off of this without falling apart. No way.
Here these monstrosities are. Once again, they might be slightly more solidified. No, yeah, these are not gonna come off. They're like so wet. We're going to try to get these off. This one looks the most sturdy, kind of. All right, I'm just gonna go for it. There we go. There it is. Some of it fell out, but God. It's still sort of holding together. Cheers. It's it's okay. I think I got sauce on my beard. It's very soggy, as you know, you might expect if you're putting liquid pasta sauce inside of a thin pita pocket. Yeah, this is what's going to happen. Well, the positives, the fresh garlic and the tomatoes actually kind of makes it taste a lot better. The mozzarella cheese on top is a nice touch too. This is the part of the video where I'm realizing I didn't bring the napkin. The negatives, all of this, yeah, all of this. I'm trying to decide, like, whose idea was this? You could just make this with the garlic powder or fresh garlic, chop up some tomatoes, put a little extra cheese in it, and then, like, serve a side of pita pocket or bread or something. I don't know what the purpose of putting it inside of the pita pocket is. It was just obviously a terrible idea. I don't know why I had any amount of faith at all that it would work. It doesn't. If you try something this crazy, this is what will happen. It's like a murder scene. So yeah, that is f***ing terrible. See you tomorrow. Welcome to day 6 of Chef Boyardee. Today we're gonna be doing something a little bit different. We have the final recipe for tomorrow. But for today we had one of the two that I had to special order. It was delayed and delayed and delayed. I finally got it. We have the spaghetti sauce with meat. This is similar to the pizza video that we did. By the way, if you're wondering why I'm not doing the Chef Boyardee pizza on this 1 week video, it's because we did an entire video on the Chef Boyardee pizza a year or two ago, so you can check that out after if you want. But that was just a can that came with like sauce and meat, or maybe it had dough in it, I can't remember. This is just the spaghetti sauce with the meat. It shows noodles on here, but I'm 99% sure it doesn't have noodles in it. I will be making my own noodles here. I just picked out some barilla. I don't know how you pronounce that. Barilla. And I didn't like that stinky, wet, old Parmesan, so I got some Kraft grated Parmesan, the fanciest kind that I could find. And I am going to try to make the fanciest kind of spaghetti I can make out of this Chef Boyardee sauce with meat. I'm not gonna lie, I'm actually really excited to eat this, and I think it could be good. Not only does it have really high reviews on their website, it also kind of makes sense. I mean, the worst part about Chef Boyardee is how soft and squishy the noodles are. So you take out the noodles and add your own. We're gonna make them al dente. Only the best for my Chef Boyardee spaghetti. It's gotta be good then. It's gotta be good. It's gonna be a classic. I might even chop up some some garlic to go in also. Last night I had to get up to change my baby's diaper, and I was really hungry, just sitting there thinking, what am I gonna eat tomorrow? I thought about the Chef Boyardee spaghetti sauce, and I literally, I'm not even making this up, I got the biggest smile on my face. I'm totally gassing this up in my mind that this is going to be good. I'm really setting myself up for some potential disappointment here. But when I was a kid, the favorite meal my mom would make for us was just spaghetti, and it was like Prego, just basic Prego spaghetti sauce with meat. I love that. It's still one of my favorite comfort foods to this day. I really like fancy, nice pasta as well. You know, I've had pasta from a real Italian, and obviously that's better. But something about that comfort Prego pasta, it just really hits the spot. I also ate a lot of canned pasta, like Chef Boyardee and SpaghettiOs. So kind of combining both of those in my head, it's like gonna be the ultimate comfort nostalgia food. Let's go cook it up. I don't think I can contain my excitement any longer. And before, it's absolutely terrible.
Boil some water. Gotta put in some salt. I don't know. Is that enough? Is that too much? I have no idea. Like I said, I'm gonna try to make this the fanciest Chef Boyardee pasta I can possibly make. So I'm gonna be using olive oil. Gonna get some garlic. I'm gonna simmer the sauce. Simmer it. I like it when it gets all nice and thick. Pasta's gonna be al dente. I don't even really know what makes pasta al dente, but it's going to be that, so get excited. Probably too much, whatever. It's not like I'm cooking raw meat or anything. I don't know. I just, you know, you cook something, you put olive oil in it. It's fancy! Bear bag, I'm gonna get the sauce. Epic chopping action. Is he a real chef? Holy. I don't see a lot of meat in this. I'm not gonna lie. I don't really see any. Is that a piece of meat? Maybe. I found some oregano. That seems like something you'd put in pasta sauce, right? I don't know. Fancy. All right, I think the noodles are just about done. Let's give them a try. Al dente, baby. Al dente all day. Mwah. Only barely burned myself. Oh yeah. That's fancy. Got the sauce simmering here. Probably done. I'll leave it. Let it simmer for another minute. Mwah. Spaghetti is served. Parmesan. Oh. Tell me when. Oh, wait, hold on, I gotta take the plastic off. All right, tell me when. Come on. There. The fanciest pasta from my pasta restaurant. Oh wait, you need a drink. Hold on. I only drank some of this. You can have the rest. Dinner served. All right, I'm excited. I don't know if beer is like a good drink for pasta. It's kind of a lot of carbs, but I don't have any wine. Going in for that first taste. That's a good pasta! I actually didn't even get that much sauce. Let me try it again. Delicious. Okay, I'm not gonna say that is, like, good. I would serve it to, like, visitors. I wouldn't. Probably. Depending on who it was, I guess. But for me, this is actually pretty good. The noodles are almost a little too thin. It's weird that the worst part about it is the noodles. I think I just didn't cook them long enough, I guess. Like, maybe I would have preferred some slightly thicker spaghetti noodles. But it tastes pretty good. That being said, there's almost no meat at all. There's tiny little bits of meat. So if you were gonna try this, assuming you can even find anywhere to buy it, you might want to get a little ground beef and cook it up to go with it. I can't in good conscience say it's better than Prego. And I mean, that's probably not even a very high bar to be meeting, because I don't know. Do other people like Prego? I personally love Prego. Ragu, go to hell. It's definitely better than Ragu. But you know, honestly, it doesn't really taste amazing. It's more just like, I love this kind of spaghetti meal, so it's doing it for me. I kind of want to taste the sauce, like, by itself. You know what? I'm gonna go back into the kitchen and taste, like, a spoonful of it. Yeah, it basically just tastes like beefaroni without the noodles, which is probably literally what it is. I don't even know if I could recommend this if you had, like, a family and you wanted to make some easy spaghetti, because if you want to make easy spaghetti, you might as well just buy Prego or something like that. It's probably about the same price, and also, you can barely even find this anywhere. But hey, I like it. I think I'm actually gonna go get seconds of this. I'll see you guys on tomorrow, the final day, which I promise you is not going to be good. I mean, I don't see how it possibly could be anyway.
Stu, what are you doing?
Making chocolate pudding.
It's 4 o'clock in the morning. Why on earth are you making chocolate pudding?
I'm eating Chef Boyardee at 3 a.m. because I've lost control of my life. Hello everyone, welcome to day 7. This is 3:30 a.m. as in a very, very late dinner, not a very early breakfast. Still doing the whole new dad thing, and sometimes you just gotta sleep at 9 p.m. for 4 hours. Whenever you get a chance, you just drop down and go to sleep. But it's alright because I have something very delicious and nutritious to feed me for this early morning, late night filming session. Chef Boyardee, specifically the Hawaiian ravioli skillet. This is some kind of, like, sweet and sour chicken, but instead of chicken and rice, it's ravioli. Specifically, Chef Boyardee ravioli. It honestly looks incredibly disgusting, and I picked it just for that reason, I'm gonna be honest. It apparently has 0 minutes of prep time. That can't possibly be true. So this has, like, green peppers in it, smoked ham slices, and the ham that it wanted me to get. It doesn't look good. But the worst part about it is it wants pineapple tidbits in juice. I guess technically it wants me to drain them. But yeah, it's just like a Hawaiian pizza situation. situation. I don't know. It's kind of B-tier pizza to me. But Hawaiian Chef Boyardee ravioli? I don't know, bro. I'm starting to regret this already. Technically, this recipe is supposed to be used with the mini beef ravioli, but as I mentioned a couple days ago, I accidentally used the mini one for the pita bread. You're supposed to use the big one. It's literally the same. The raviolis are just bigger or smaller, so I don't think it'll be a big deal. Let's go to the kitchen and get this over with.
All right, so I've got all my ingredients. Washed my green pepper. Gonna chop this up. Gotta chop up some ham too, so we'll do that. The recipe seemed to call for a skillet, so hopefully this skillet is big enough. I'm using like a half portion of these recipes because they're meant for like more, at least 2 people, I think. And I'm even making some coffee because I have to get some other video work done after this. It's hot. I know I took another drink. We have a little gift basket of different kinds of coffee that someone gave us. I decided to go with Italian dark roast to go with this authentic Italian meal. I was a little grossed out by this ham at first. I don't know why. Now that I'm using it, this actually seems pretty good. It's almost a shame that we're not gonna put it on rice or something. We're gonna pour Chef Boyardee ravioli into it and ruin it. Hey, who knows? Could be good.
I can see why the mini raviolis would be better for this because the bigger ravioli has a tendency to break open while you're stirring it.
Okay, so now we just add some mozzarella cheese on the top and let that melt a bit, and it's done.
Guys, I don't know if I'm going crazy or what, but this actually smells pretty good.
Azura got her can again, and she's got some pieces of ham, so she likes this one as well. You up late with me, good girl. Okay, so again, I thought this was gonna be bad. It may still very well be. But the more time I spent making it, the more I kind of want it to be good now. I'm actually really hungry. I need to plate this. I don't really know how. I feel like it's gonna mess it up. I'll do my best. Now I want it to be good. I want it to look good now.
Okay, well, the plating did not go well. I gave up on trying to make it look good almost instantly. But that doesn't mean it can't still taste good. Though I will say, looking at it now versus in the skillet on the stovetop, my confidence is a little shaken. But let's not mess around here. Let's just go into it. Do you even eat this? Oh my God. We got 2 pineapples on this bite. Get a little ham too. Hawaiian pizza, lose the pizza at Chef Boyardee, going down. What a strange experience. What? Oh, Azura apparently wants to come in. You want some? You can have this, baby. I need another bite. Sorry, Toasty. I know you don't like cheese. Just saw a comment pop up on my phone that said Toasty was the unsung hero of this channel. It's true. Let's make him the not unsung hero of the channel in the comments. Good job, Toasty. Sorry for the cheese. Okay, that bite was mostly just the ravioli, so it kind of tasted normal. I'm gonna go in. Oh my God, this cheese is excessive. I'm gonna go in and get another bite with everything. Ravioli, some ham, pineapple, green pepper. We got the works. Oh, okay, hold on. We almost have it. We have it. It's so confusing. I will just say, it is not bad. It is not bad. It literally does just taste like, obviously, a Hawaiian pizza, but for some reason the crust is noodles with beef in it. Supposedly beef. It's just the worst part of it, by far, I thought would be the pineapples. It's not really that. It's not the weird looking ham. Honestly, that looked pretty good, especially once I started browning it. The worst part is just far and away the ravioli. It's just like shitty ravioli. And somehow it makes it seem even more shitty when it's placed with other like halfway decent ingredients. It's funny because this ravioli is so bad that it makes canned processed pineapples and processed deli ham seem like high quality ingredients in comparison. Yeah, just a bite without the ravioli, it seems like, you know, a Hawaiian pizza lose the crust. I mean, the tomato sauce isn't amazing, but you know, it's fine. And the pineapple and the green pepper and the ham kind of add like a nice flavor to it. It's just the noodles are so shit. Again, as I've mentioned a few times, I think that, you know, Chef Boyardee is largely made for kids, or at least it's very useful for kids who are kind of picky, might not want to eat other stuff. I'm trying to decide if a kid would like this recipe, if they like Chef Boyardee. I think maybe. And I mean, it has some green peppers in it, you know. That's kind of healthy, right, I guess. I've certainly eaten worse, less healthy meals when I was a kid, including but not limited to just Chef Boyardee without the green peppers. I don't think it would be like a hit favorite or anything, though. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm definitely eating it, though. I'm eating it. Thank you for the fresh prepared meal, Mr. Chef Boy. Yeah, again, last thing, I'll just emphasize how weird it is that the ravioli by itself and the other ingredients by itself taste way better than they do together. One thing I'm sure of, it's better than those freaking pita pockets. Speaking of which, the tier list, here we go. For S tier, I'm gonna go with a strong, hard, nothing. Even grading on a Chef Boyardee curve, nothing. A tier, I'll have the spaghetti sauce with the noodles. The stuffed beef ravioli, I don't know what people were smoking on the reviews with that one. I thought it was good. And the cheese ravioli. B, I'll go with this Hawaiian recipe. Not too bad, honestly. It could have been within a day. The spaghetti and meatballs, and then the beefaroni. See, I'll go with the mac and cheese, and just the regular ravioli. I never liked that much. It's weird to me that's the most popular one. And with D, on the left, all the way at the right, Toasty, the pita pocket ravioli. Thanks so much for watching. If you like these videos, make sure you subscribe, hit the like button if you show us you want to see more, and let us know what else you'd like to see me eat for 1 week, whether that's fast food, something you get at the grocery store, anything. See you guys next time. Bye-bye.
To review the...
Hola gang, I am over here at Taco Bell to try one of their brand new limited time menu items, the cheesy chicken crispanada.
Yeah!
Welcome back to Old Nerd Reviews. I'm Tony, your old nerd of the day, and I do try things so you don't have to. So, yeah, Taco Bell is rolling out a ton of stuff for 2024. The one thing that I can say about Taco Bell, honestly, even though they have their shares of mediocre and misses just like everybody else, I really believe that Taco Bell actually tries to do good stuff most of the time. And I'm just looking at the list of stuff that's coming out this year, and I'm going, this is cool. This is really freaking cool. And one of those items is the cheesy chicken crispanada, and I'm here on opening day of this puppy to try it for you. Oh. Here we go.
Hi, how are you?
Good morning.
Good morning.
I have a mobile order for Old Nerd.
All right, crispanada?
Yes, and could I get a senior drink, Pepsi, no ice?
Sure.
Thank you, sir.
All right. What's the window?
Thank you, sir. Awesome. Have a good day. All right, let's find a place to park. But I'll bet you want to know what's in it. I'm here to tell you. Old guy goggles, mobile phone of fluff. Couldn't find it on the Taco Bell website. No description whatsoever. So had to resort to other places. So the cheesy chicken crispanada features tender marinated chicken that's slow cooked with garlic, tomato, and onion, then encased inside a delicate pastry dough with a blend of Monterey pepper jack, cheddar, and mozzarella cheeses. That's almost gourmet. Handy dandy steering wheel tray there to keep everything in its place and off my lap. And there is the bag it comes in. It's very light. That's kind of scary. Got the napkins right there. Thank you very much. Got some sauce right there. It does come with a spicy something sauce, but I opted for a avocado ranch because, you know, heat wimp. Oh, I thought there were numerous ones, you know, just numerous small ones. It's one big thing. All right, that is it right there. Just one big, huge empanada. Okay, so I guess it's fairly good size for one big, huge empanada. Well, it does look pretty plump. Look at the size of that. Poking up there, sprouting out there. It smells good. Interesting. Okay, let's give it a shot. It's got a crunch to it. Hello in there! All right, I had to turn around. The sun was just glaring on me. By the way, I have got my senior drink, as you saw me ordering at the drive-thru. 55 or older, Ask for a senior drink, free drink. That's cool. There's kind of a peek inside. You can't see much. I can't see much. Finally getting down to some stuff at the end. Last bite. So the damage on the cheesy chicken crispinata here at Taco Bell, I was expecting numerous, fairly decent sized crispinatas, not just one big one. So that kind of threw me right there. But the damage on this thing is $3.49. For what it is, that's kind of expensive. Let's go ahead and break it down. The fried shell has a nice crunch to it. I like the shell a lot. Then I got inside and I was looking around in every corner of the shell trying to find some life. And it wasn't until the last few bites of this that I actually found stuff down in there. It's not filled enough. It needs to be full, not halfway full, not like potato chip bag full, where 75% of the bag is air. The shredded chicken, they made it sound like slow cooked and marinated. They made it sound like it was going to have a really nice flavor, because I do like the chicken and especially the steak flavors here at Taco Bell for the most part, depending on how it's done in the product. But it didn't have as nice a flavor as I would have thought it would have had. I mean, of course there's going to be fluff, but that was just a little too much fluff for what I actually got. So bottom line, the flavor of the shredded chicken is decent. And then they said there was garlic and onion in there, and it made it sound like it was going to be just a party in my mouth. And it just wasn't. I really couldn't taste any of that stuff. There was a lot of cheesiness to it, but discerning, I didn't get a pepper jack flavor at all. And I love pepper jack cheese, surprisingly, but there's no heat to it. So I got the flavor of the other cheese, I guess, the other cheeses, but no pepper jack. It really makes me want to go inside and check to see if they gave me the right thing. All right, on the Nerdometer, I would give the cheesy chicken crispinata from Taco Bell. Man, I would give this a low meh. It hurts my heart. I am so disappointed. I was so expecting some wonderful things out of this, which I just didn't get. And you know, that's my own expectation, but I mean, when you make it sound so...
You to open the door. Wait, no, wait. Freaking gas chamber. Wait. Come on. That room's not very big. It was hot.
Was there texture to it?
Dude. I was like, what the
Why did we take him to Rosa's, man? Seriously.
Yeah, it's my fault.
Let's feed Billy a bunch of beans and then go back to the house and record in a little tiny ass room with no ventilation.
So I'm at a new booth here. I look through this little case here and I see a Game Gear game that I don't have, Slider. Now, this is a game that I've never played, so I have no idea what it is. But because I don't have it and I've never played it, if it's cheap enough, I'm obviously gonna pick this sucker up.
Right there, the Slider. Yeah, what do you guys think on that one?
This one I do 10.
Nah.
You know, $2 sounds better. 10-8s, I'm calling it. Excuse me, how much are your games? 10?
No.
Hey, is this sexy? Hey, is this sexy? Is this sexy?
No.
He thinks it is.
It's sexy? All right, we're done here. Let's go to another flea market.
One that we haven't been to in a long time because we used to get kicked out of that one all the time too. It's in Grand Prairie, our old hometown actually, so we're gonna head that way.
You don't gotta go anywhere. It's there.
Wait, so it's a magic scenario now?
It's magic. It's magic. Magic Dave's hot chicken.
And all I gotta do is hum on your.
Hum on my. Through parchment paper.
Yeah, through parchment paper. Let's not get too crazy.
Yeah. First vendor we come to, dude looks like he just opened up his truck and just pushed everything out. But these are my kind of vendors. You never know what you're gonna find.
I look down and I see a turtle's copter. I don't know what the official name of it is. It's the turtle's helicopter. Now this thing is missing pretty much everything. One of the little orange dealies is broken off. Literally broken off. I don't know what it's missing. The fact that it's broken is making me kind of like, I don't know.
Billy's looking at this turtle's helicopter or something, and I spot on the truck a party wagon, Turtle's party wagon.
So we're looking for a date on this thing because, we know they recently re-released this, and so we want to make sure that this thing is vintage.
1989.
I ask how much he wants for this thing, and he says $2.
I just happen to have $2.
You buy this. Even though it's missing everything, doesn't matter, it's $2.
We used to find all kinds of amazing stuff here. I found Ninja Gaiden Trilogy, probably the best find that I've ever had here. But those days are far behind us.
I like how we just like walk up on the booth, we just descend on it, flank it. Game Boy?
Yeah.
I see a little sandwich bag full of Game Boy Advance games, and I gotta pick them up and see what's in here.
25 for the whole bag?
Now, there's actually some Game Boy games too, things like WrestleMania, Centipede, Game Boy Advance games, things like Hot Wheels. None of them really stand out to me as something I'll probably spend a lot of time playing. But, I mean, why not?
I'll do 20 bucks. I have 20 bucks. You do 20 bucks the whole bag? Okay.
There are probably around 20 games in here, so they're all $1 each.
It's nothing too spectacular in here, but I mean, average about less than $2 for a game. Why not?
So apparently everyone's pooping.
I'm a little confused on a thing. I go to use the bathroom and I'm in the stall. I just happen to notice that the trash can is full of toilet paper that someone has wiped their butt with. It's not just one person either. There's a lot of toilet paper. So that means everybody who went in there to wipe their butt and put their poop toilet paper in the trash can. Pretty disgusting. Have some f***ing couth. Your butthole smells like rotten fruit. As I'm talking about couth, there's that.
I gotta see this.
People must have covered it up because I didn't see it.
Bullshit, you didn't see it. Come here.
Dude.
Dude. Look at this. Look at this. Just why? Can you see that? Can you see that?
Yeah.
Like, look, dude, look at that. Why? Freaking why? Oh. Oh, God.
So apparently everyone's pooping.
What do you guys get on the Game Boy?
100.
100? Okay.
No. Yeah, so this place sucks.
That's why I grabbed toilet paper to cover my hand. So I was gonna grab part of the toilet paper that wasn't shitty to move it up so you could see with the camera. But then he came down my way.
Are we going by your old house?
Yes. So we're done with the flea markets, and this shitty toilet paper has inspired me to, let's go ahead and do a tour of Grand Prairie. Most of my remaining school days when we moved up here were in Grand Prairie.
So Rob and I both grew up in Grand Prairie as well, but it was the south side.
But we lived in this house right here. This yellow, it wasn't yellow at the time, it was white with like brown, you know, accents, I guess. We used to live there. This particular house, it was the last house that we all lived in together. There used to be basketball goals right here, and when we lived over here, me and Melvor actually would walk down here and we would play basketball. Believe it or not, Melvor actually used to be able to ball. Like he was actually pretty good at basketball. You couldn't tell by looking at him, but he was actually pretty good.
Well, yeah, I can't tell by looking at him because he looks like Steve Nash.
He does look like Steve Nash, you're not wrong. I hate Grand Prairie. I hate this stupid city. Yeah, there's the Blockbuster. So one of the stops on this trip is going to be at the Blockbuster, where essentially we all kind of met each other. These are still in my wallet. That's crazy.
It's so funny that when Blockbuster moved out of this building, one of the sections that would take up residence is a game exchange.
That's when we started 27 years ago at this location. I was 21 years old. I started in like June, I think, of 97. And then a couple of months later, Jay got the job there. Soon after that, Rufus. And so, you know, we were kind of like a happy threesome. And then yeah, that sounded weird.
So I met Rob back in 1994. We both worked at Kroger. It was my very first job. He moved on to work at Blockbuster, and a little while later, I eventually moved on to work at Blockbuster as well.
The three of us have not been to this location together since we all worked there together in, what, 98 or something like that, or 99.
Dude, how many cigarettes did I smoke right here? We just had the most amazing crew at that Blockbuster. The first one that I worked at many over the years, but this one was always, you know, like the 3 years that I spent at that store were some of the best years at Blockbuster, period.
Man, yeah, that was a crazy time back then. All kinds of shenanigans.
It's still to this day the funnest job I've ever had. The funnest job I've ever had. And a lot of that had to do with the crew that we worked with. We just all like gelled, like all of us, you know, and we're all from different walks of life with different interests, but there was that one thing in movies that you know, kind of drew us all together.
Dude, it's just weird to be here.
Rob is definitely in his feels about the building right now, which is kind of making me be like, damn, yeah, this is Blockbuster.
This window that, I don't know if you were there, but Huffer broke this window.
I was not there for that.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, because he was doing this and he was bouncing on it, and then and he had that face that that face that he had. It sounds silly, but it feels like I'm back, you know? And it's just really surreal to be here. It's just weird. We're going in, right?
There was the whole building, so like the new release wall would have been the insurance place.
Well, pretty much.
This would have been
this is the manager's office.
Yeah, the manager's pit.
Or the manager pit.
Yeah, right here.
I mean, kind of, but yeah. It's still very nostalgic to me being here and just walking in the door, and it's almost like I can imagine where everything still was. Like I'm like, oh, it was only a couple of feet to the registers, and then beyond that, that's where the Coke machines were, and this is where the candy was, and this is where, you know, I mean, it's just, it's crazy being back here after all this time.
It's a little surreal, actually standing in the same area, but having to just be completely different.
Yeah.
It's just strange.
It's funny, we're sitting here at a game exchange full of physical media, reminiscing about the awesome times we had working at a job that was all about physical media.
Right about that area, probably a little bit beyond the wall. Wrestling.
Yep.
Wrestling. We'd wrestle.
There's nothing really wrong with digital. It is convenient. It has its place, but it's definitely there's a coldness about it that you can't get with having a place where everybody can kind of come in there and just talk movies.
At Blockbuster, you could walk the aisles And if you see something that catches your eye, you can go ask somebody, hey, have you seen this? Is it worth my time? Is it worth sitting there for 2 hours watching this movie or whatever? I mean, it was just, there was something about the whole experience that I loved. And it's something that, as somebody who's a movie dork, I always love that about going into a video store.
There's just nothing like going and picking out a couple of movies and a video game for the weekend, and it's you and the family, or you and his friends sleeping over or whatever.
You know, I can't think about Blockbuster without thinking of the era of Nintendo 64 and PlayStation. So many of the games I ended up playing and renting were from Blockbuster, because a lot of them I rented from that Blockbuster that I worked at.
There were so many times on a Friday night where somebody would get an idea of renting a movie from another customer who's talking about that same movie they just returned. I mean, it happened all the time. And it was one of those things that as you worked, the longer you worked there, you got to see those patterns, and you got to see, community happen. And it was all around movies and games too. I needed to fill up the candy, and there was some candy over there. And it was Robert again, who threw like a packet of Reese's Pieces and hit me directly in the crotch. And it hurt.
And it was right here?
Like right around here is when that happened.
And even though it is sad that physical media will be going away for the most part, I'm always going to appreciate the fact that I'm an old fogey that grew up in a badass era with lots of awesome physical media, because it brought people together in a different sort of way. And for the record, as we're all here reminiscing, I'm skimming the shelves, seeing what's behind the case, and there's nothing really here. No Flintstones games.
I've passed by it before driving by, and of course I'm like, oh, that was Blockbuster. Anytime I passed by Blockbuster where I knew there was, I was like, oh, that's Blockbuster, that was Hollywood Video or whatever. But I've just never allowed myself to really feel. But now here with the guys, it's like, dang, this was good times.
Man, so much happened here, and so much has happened since. It was kind of emotional standing there.
I still had my shirts until like, I think 7 years ago, maybe 8 years ago, I threw them away.
Dude, I saw one on eBay.
Why would you do that? I don't know, because I don't, that's the thing, is I don't throw anything away.
I threw away all my Blockbuster shirts and all my Sprint shirts. Both of those don't even exist anymore, and I wish I still had them. I saw a Blockbuster shirt, like a legit Blockbuster shirt from back in the day, on eBay for $130 for one.
It's like, I don't throw anything away, but for whatever reason, I decided to clean out my closet and start throwing like old clothes away and shit, like stuff I didn't wear, stuff that didn't fit me.
That's exactly what I did.
And those shirts were in there, and I remember even pausing, and I was like, and I just tossed them. That was probably 8 years ago, and I wish I hadn't done that now.
Yeah, me too.
I
still have one.
At least one, right?
So today got a few things, nothing special, but I guess you could say the special thing was taking a tour down memory lane like a bunch of olds. And for some reason, we didn't go back and try to get that chopper, that helicopter. Even though he was at $2 on the van, we didn't go back and go, oh, well, if he's at $2 on the van, maybe he's at $2 or $1 on the helicopter. Maybe 2 for $3. Like, why would we not do that? Like, I'm serious. It's not that we have brain farts. It's that our brains are farts.
Blockbuster Video.
Turtle van back. He took the van. And then you said $2.
So there was one morning when I came in, and it was after, I guess it was on a Monday or Tuesday. It was on a Tuesday morning when all the movies come out. And Billy and Jay were part of the crew in the previous night. And apparently, instead of putting all the boxes back in the big box so that we could file them in the back, because, eventually we would take copies off of the wall, we'd make them previously viewed, right? So we need those boxes. Well, I come in the morning, and lo and behold, they're all crushed to oblivion. That they had apparently set up a wrestling mat out of Blockbuster, sleeves and stuff. So basically everything was crushed And it was like, you guys realize we have to use these to sell things afterward. It's one of those things where, you know, you're kind of angry, you know, and just not really angry, but like upset. But then you see the humor in it, because it must have been hilarious to see a wrestling match go on and them say, you know what, we're supposed to save these, but screw it, let's do a wrestling match. So yeah, it's crazy.
While on the clock.
Yeah. Well, I mean, when did that ever stop us?
On today's episode of The Game Chasers.
Hey, look, it just tells me that there's video game stuff here.
Mr. T, first of all, wanted a video game that I had.
Yeah, you can put your food in here and then just heat it up.
There's a Super Nintendo kiosk. Son of a bitch. Have we discovered a new Mandela effect on this show? That's crazy.
Melvin likes to walk fart. Every step.
It was one summer afternoon, so there was no school, but me and my mom were in the living room, and yeah, in the backyard, some dude just looking into the window at us. Yeah, my mom just goes, my mom bolts to the get the shotgun, rolls up in, you know, ready to, he's gone, but my bike that was out in the front yard was gone, so this dude, yeah, this is some dude broke into our backyard and then took my bike. I was very mad, man.
His getaway was your bike.
It was my bike. So we got nothing better to do on a weekday afternoon than just cruise the town in a small rednecky town, looking for video games and pawn shops and whatever else we can find.
3,000 years ago, since we actually went out looking for video games. So run across a pawn shop right here.
So as soon as we go into this place, it's evident that it's not so much a pawn shop, it's more of an antique store, and antique stores are different. That was good.
Antique stores tend to be a little, you know, they sell older stuff, antiques, if you will. Pawn shops is usually a little more current stuff.
Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna get this. I'm gonna look around, but I think I might get that. $5
each.
Yeah. Let's see. 1993. I mean,
I actually really like going to antique stores because you're gonna find just the most obscure random stuff. It really is just like a treasure hunt. The only issue is that, well, the people that are selling this stuff usually know that they actually have something. So more than likely, you're not going to find a deal on anything. It's usually going to be what it goes for, or even a lot of times above what it goes for.
what is this? A cricket made out of a spark plug?
So hey, never knew you were gonna need this until you see it and need it. I don't need it though.
Depending on where you are, an antique store can be a treasure trove of just like the countryest, redneckest, hillbilly stuff.
Some pretty good stuff going on in here. I think they're a little expensive on their records here. Well, let's guess an antique store, right? A little Grand Funk. I think I might call that the greatest record cover ever.
Might be.
Video games.
Now here's something I might be interested in Atomic Purple Nintendo 64 bundle. This is complete in box that we know of. I don't have, you know, X-ray vision. I can't see through it. But they want 200 on this.
I don't know what they're going on because that's the Atomic Purple.
Yeah.
So.
Now this is the Atomic Purple edition N64. It's just the regular black console, but it came with a second extra controller, which happened to be Atomic Purple.
Looking at 211 complete.
This thing seems to be in the $200 range. It could go for more, it could go for less, and in these situations, it usually comes down to the condition of the box.
I kind of want it, but I don't really want the price. I'm a little torn.
While the box isn't in terrible condition, I do feel like 170 is probably a more fair price. Kind of calling me a little bit, but I think I'm gonna pass. I'd much rather spend that $200 on something I want a lot more than an N64 console.
It has a complete at 211.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna leave it for someone else to find.
If this thing was like $5, I'd pick it up in a heartbeat, because like, why not at that point? Why not at that point?
For a purple controller, this would be pretty good. $20. The problem is it's obviously cracked it. But if this was in really good condition at $20, yeah.
So right underneath the N64, I look down and I see a U-Force, and I have never run across a U-Force out in the wild like this before.
So this is U-Force.
What it is a controller that uses infrared panels to detect your hand movements, and essentially that's how you control the game. I have never personally used one myself because I've never had one. I can't imagine that it works worth a damn.
It doesn't have the handle.
Now it says tested and working. Take it for what it is. I mean, who knows if they're being truthful, but it is missing a device that kind of goes on top, and you can use that to, I don't think it's not necessary.
U-Force. U-Force. Nothing but you, and the game. With the U-Force power field, nothing comes between you and the game. U-Force.
But I am intrigued because it's one of those really weird oddities that existed in gaming history, and it's only $30. They only have a $30 price tag on it. Seems like this would probably go for a lot more if it was at a convention or something like that, or a video game store. So I think I'm kind of interested in this.
Rocket stuff.
Oh, there's NES.
All right, so we actually come across some Nintendo games here.
Sky Shark.
Now these video games, they're priced accordingly. Definitely no deals. I have them all. So we go around the corner and find another stack of even better NES games.
That's a really good game.
The first one I see is Turtles 3, and oh, damn, Turtles 3. I just could not wait for Turtles 3 to come out, because I just fresh off the arcade game, loved that, had that NES game, and then Turtles 3 was coming out.
3's not bad. Does it make a top 100 list? I don't know, maybe. It might squeak in there in the high 80s, low 90s, maybe. We'll see.
And it was something to keep me tied over until Turtles 4 came out, because Nintendo Power was promoting the fact that Turtles 3 and Turtles 4 were in the works. And so Turtles 3 came out first, and we rented it. I loved it.
$50 for Turtles? Me.
Not all right. These are definitely not $2 games, but they're great games. I mean, Turtles, Zelda, Mike Tyson's Punch-Out.
Mike Tyson's Punch-Out is not only one of the best sports games on the console, it's one of the best games on the console, period.
Mike Tyson's Punch-Out is definitely one of those games that I didn't really get into until I started collecting, and I'm like, man, I missed out. This game is great. I suck at it.
I wouldn't even do 100 for all three of them. Look at that. That's 90. That's 130. That's crazy. Well, I don't know. Is that what they go for nowadays?
I think 40's retail on Zelda.
Is it?
Punch-Out might be a little high, but I mean,
so this is what
I could look.
Your eyes light up when you see these type of games sitting around. And when you pick them up, you just hope, you always hope, if you have them or not, you always hope that they're a couple of bucks.
If I was like a casual collector and just wanted to get what I wanted to play, I might consider, maybe the Zelda or the Mike Tyson if I didn't have it at this price. and I really wanted to play that game.
So I see a sticker shock of 40.
Definitely miss those days when the Zelda would have been $10 at a joint like this.
I mean, I have no reason to get it, but 40.
That's the thing, though. You're right. We'd have been complaining about the $10 then. Now we're like, be nice to find this for $10. You know, you're never happy, right? What's really neat about antique stores is you come across the most random of things, and usually it can span from like 60s to the 90s and everything in between there.
Got the Batman Mac the Knight. I'm gonna go ahead and get this Mac the Knight.
You know, a random Mac Tonight cup from McDonald's. It was a singing moon, and kind of named after Mac the Knife, the song Mac the Knife, which was about Jack the Ripper, but you're not here for a history lesson.
Where else are you gonna find a Mac Tonight? I always thought it was Mac the Night, but no, it's Mac Tonight.
Somebody's gotta buy them.
Kingsley actually wants it. Am I remembering it wrong, or did the timeline change? Because I swear it was Mac the Night. It was Mac the Night, and now for some reason it's Mac 2 Night. Have we discovered a new Mandela effect on this show? Is it possible? Yeah, I think so. But apparently, no, it's Mac Tonight. I'm looking at all the stuff, and it's Mac Tonight. But this whole time, I thought it was Mac... No. No, it's Mac 2 Night. We have a YouTube show where we go and pick up childish things because we're big children.
This guy, I think he saw us filming, and he was like, hey, why don't you come check out my stuff in the back room over here?
Is this the one you said you had that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm worried I'm gonna have to go into a back alley and blow him or something.
Whoa. Is any of this stuff for sale?
Not everything's for sale.
Everything's for sale. I like that. This guy has a bunch of weird stuff.
Yes, I found this, man. Still in the package and everything.
What is it?
It's Darth Vader Dawn Post. Helmet from 82.
It's a very eclectic mix of things.
Yeah, he does.
Wow.
What
What year was that made?
82. I guess he started doing like the 60s, man. Some of the first ones, the mask he did in the 60s and stuff. We do have some.
Have you priced that?
About $250.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah, you can put your opium in here and then just heat it up.
I just got some creepy stuff in here. Like everything in here is creepy. Even the McDonald's stuff that's supposed to be happy, for some reason, it looks creepy too.
It's a reusable lunch bag, I think.
Interesting.
Interesting. This dude is showing me essentially what is a McDonald's lunchbox, except it's like a paper sack. Didn't even know anything like this existed, but I gotta be honest, there's probably a ton of McDonald's stuff that I don't know is out there and I don't know existed. What do you got on this?
Probably 30.
Interesting.
And of course, they're gonna bring out a Ouija board. I don't mess with Ouija boards.
That's the one that has the Disney.
The tray.
The Disney.
I mean, if I had to summon somebody, I guess it would be Mr. T, because he's awesome.
What would I do if Mr. T was shopping at the same antique store? I'd probably be like, yo, you're Mr. T, what's up? I don't know, like, what do you do?
He's not dead, though.
I don't know. I don't know how I'd react to that. Like, the fact that Mr. T, first of all, wanted a video game that I had, and just had the balls to just be like, give me the game, fool.
And the kid can fight those commie mutants from space. 'Cause they're out there.
Reissue All Striker or a Cobra Hiss.
Wasn't those like 25?
I think so. Or 25 or 30.
What happened? What happened?
Well, I smelt the trap that you set for Jay.
Man, the amount of times that we've been in public and somebody, usually Billy, but somebody just just lets one rip, just they just laugh, they just giggle. So when they're giggling, you start giggling. It's with the intent for someone to hear it. Because I think some of these have been forced, and you can tell. You can actually hear the asshole ripping. They're trying so hard.
I just can't understand the no restraint. The like, I'm not even gonna try to hide it. I just let it go. Like,
Granny, you're just trying to scare me.
You know what's the best thing? When someone else does hear it, and they're like trying to look around and try to figure out where it came from, and they
Like some
can't.
random person?
Yes.
Some random person?
What's funny is sometimes we'll separate whenever we go into a store, right? And I would hear it on the other end of the store, and I'm like, that's Billy. And I usually go find him so he can see me laughing, so he knows that I heard him do it.
When you gotta go, you gotta go. Like, I didn't used to do that. It wasn't till Melvor.
You know who? Melvor's another one, dude. He's so bad. He is so bad. He don't care. He will just fart it anywhere. He'll just fart anywhere. Oh my gosh. Oh. Melvor likes to walk fart. Every step.
It's just the way game chasing go.
It's like they ate paint chips as a kid and then ate them again in their 20s.
damn it.
Did it taste any kind of way?
Luckily, I had my mouth closed.
I got my night planned. I'm gonna play some Super Mario Brothers with my hands. That'll be a first time ever. I'm gonna mac the night away in my new cup. I don't know what I'll fill it with. Maybe some soda, maybe not. Gonna top it all off. I got some sweet chili dipping sauce for my McNuggies.
If this was a normal pawn shop, I'd try to haggle them down a little bit, but this is an antique store, and it makes that a lot more difficult because they have to call whoever owns the items. It's possible, it's just a lot of times a headache.
$38.43.
I got $9.
The total here is $38, and I feel like that's a pretty good DILL. I'm glad we stopped into this place. And plus, we learned quite a bit about chickens.
Is it true that when you chop off a chicken's head, they go running around?
Yeah.
Well, I'm a floating head, huh? Okay, that's why you put the camera on. Interesting.
So we're driving down the road and we see like a thing here. It's a bunch of stuff. We gotta go through it.
Look, anything we do like this, anything we find like this is just perfect for us. We like digging. We're gonna dig through all this stuff. Maybe we find something, maybe we don't.
Hey, there's something.
An RF adapter for an NES.
You really excited over an RF? Hey, look, it just tells me that there's video game stuff here, right?
Yes, there was. Or, I mean, yeah, that's video game stuff. You ain't wrong.
Yeah, it's an RF cable. I mean, who cares? But it tells you there could potentially be more video game stuff here.
It always seems that stuff like this, you're always going to find something video game related, even if it's just, you know, a cable, an RF cable.
I know there has to be more video game stuff here. Where is it? I'm not finding anything, and then all of a sudden I come across a Genesis controller.
Interesting. Looks like it's been up someone's butt, but
Here you are handling it.
Now, this is something, it's useful, It's not just like an RF that nobody uses on their retro games anymore. No, this is actually a useful item. And Cha. So she takes $1. She's happy to have it, and I actually got her contact because she says that she apparently has more video game stuff laying around somewhere. And we've heard that a million times before in the past, and it never pans out, like ever.
Not bad, not bad.
Hot Wheels, I don't know. You don't like Hot Wheels?
Sorry, it's a mess right now. You can take it down.
Oh, yeah. That's power of the force. That's actually sought after.
Even like that?
Not like this, but.
And then Charlie Brown.
So today was really cool. I mean, we just went out for a couple hours and man, I come across something really unique and different. We got to see some creepy stuff. I got to see a Ouija board. We farted. And we got to spend like 15 minutes in the hot sun looking around in boxes to find a Genesis controller. All in all, it was a great day.
I wish Chris were here right now. You know why?
Wait, what? Is that the same shirt or a different shirt?
It's a different shirt. Look.
How do you have a different shirt that looks like that? Oh, that was gray, wasn't it? It is a different shirt.
The other one's blue. This one's black.
Oh, it's one of the other two.
Yeah. Look, when I spend $6 on a shirt, I get my $6 worth, okay? Forget about it. What did we get, a controller and a U-Force? And we thought long and hard about a Nintendo 64. Interesting.
Think about that. What if you were stuck on Mars and everybody else here on Earth was like in PS6 or some shit like that, and you're just stuck out there with a PlayStation 2.
So we were just at a convention called Southeast Game Exchange, and one of the people there wanted us to hit up their store afterwards. So we're there now. It's called the Video Game Cavern. Let's see what we can find.
What would you do if I just started going through it just like exploded like off of Stranger Things and became like a blob? And then just oozed into the back room? Would you be like, what the? This is for all. Would you be like, would you be like, what the hell?
Yeah.
Or would you just like, let's go, right? I'd be like, interesting. You could try really hard to do it.
Now, she said that we could actually go into the back.
So, yeah, I mean, what else are we going to do? So we're going to go back there and check it out.
I'm sure this is all older stuff. It's probably all the same stuff that's on the shelf.
Am I looking for anything specific? Not necessarily.
So we're trying to stay out of people's way, and I'm looking here in the back. Oh man, there's a Super Nintendo kiosk. These things were put in places like Walmart and Toys R Us so you could demo and play the new awesome 16-bit Super Nintendo that was coming out.
This is the Super Nintendo Entertainment System countertop display. This display actually uses a Super Nintendo Entertainment System in it.
Yeah, I don't even know what the, like even remotely what the going rate is for something like that.
I don't either. The appeal of that for kids would have been like, oh, look at this, it's future.
Many of us actually played Super Nintendo for the first time on one of these. Now, I actually don't remember ever doing that. This doesn't have a lot of nostalgia for me. I do think it's cool. Would I like to have it? Yeah, I would. But I don't think that I'm going to be able to afford this. I'm not even going to ask on it because I know that these things run at least $3,000 to $4,000.
Man, I got to think about that for a minute. I probably, you know what? I wouldn't just give it to him. F you, Mr. T. I wouldn't just give it to him. I'd be like, it's my game.
So I do actually see something here that I don't have, at least not in the box. Wrath of the Black Manta. This is actually a game that I have some memories of, not because we rented it or had it. There was a kid around my age who brought some Nintendo games, and Wrath of the Black Manta was one of them.
You got dibs anyway, so even if I wanted it, too bad me, so.
No, it looks great. It's pretty minty. Very, very good condition, actually. It's very minty. Yeah.
I do have some memories of it, and I would like to have it in the box. And they have $40 on it.
That flyer said 10% off, right?
Yeah, but did you keep it? Did you keep your flyer?
Son of a bitch. Yeah, it's in the car.
Go get it.
Oh, come on.
What? I said hang on to it.
So they were handing out coupons at the convention, 10% off.
You know what?
I
All
did say that.
You know what? That's my fault.
You didn't hear me, but you should.
That's my fault.
Well, the car's outside. So
Is it locked?
I have to go to my car, and I can't find my keys. So you're lucky you have your keys. So go get your flight.
Sometimes you win them, sometimes you don't. What are you gonna do? Forget about it.
So you got 10% discount for that. Do I get another 10% discount for doing this?
It's entertaining. But no.
Okay. What about doing this?
I've seen that enough this weekend. I've seen that enough.
Apparently that is the way that game chasing goes.
She's doing $40 on it, so I'm happy with that. And with the 10% off, it basically takes care of the taxes on it.
I guess I'd do it. I guess.
Hey, it's a win, and now I have another NES game in the box because you can never have too many.
No, 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 never, 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 never.
N64 kind of sucks, but it's also kind of cool because it's got Ocarina of Time, but it sucks for the most part.
Well, you know the weird thing is I feel more comfortable going out, in a place with hundreds of people, pulling out this huge
Bikini. I need to know, like, legitimately, and I'm probably going to put this part on the end of the episode while the credits run. There was a show in the 90s, early 90s, and we were always talking about it when we were in high school. It was called Bikini Open, and that was the theme song. Bikini, bikini, bikini. Nobody knows about it. Nobody believes me when I talk about them. When I talk about it now, Jay, Miller, they do not believe me because it sounds it's ridiculous, right? There's no way that somebody would make that theme song, but it existed, and I've looked online. I cannot find that show, so I need to know: am I experiencing a Mandela effect? Am I going insane? Because I know that show existed,